Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the A-Files podcast. Jumping right in. Have you guys heard of this man named D4vd? And you're probably like, D4vd? Because the spelling and the pronunciation, to me, I personally didn't connect the two. I referred to him as David, but it's not. It's D4vd. I'll be honest, I had no idea who D4vd was before this and before all of the allegations came out against him and this whole situation, which is unfolding right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's the strangest thing, because the more information we get, the more we're starting to look at this guy. So let's jump in to figure out who are these people and where are we now. So D4vd was raised as David Anthony Brooke. And I'm just going to call him David because D4vd, I'm going to be honest, saying that over and over again, I'm going to get tongue-tied. So David, professionally known as D4vd, is a popular 20-year-old American singer and songwriter born in Queens, New York. Popular is very interesting because I think it's popular amongst Gen Z or around his age. When I put out on my social media, if people know who David is, one of my friends actually replied saying her little cousin, who's a high schooler, is obsessed with him. They loves his music. So that's his demographic. So a little bit about David's music history. David began releasing music on SoundCloud. So he was a SoundCloud singer, rapper, whatever, songwriter. And then he started posting his songs to YouTube in 2021. So he's been doing it for a few years now. His first music video was titled Romantic Homicide in September 2022. Oh my gosh, that's dark. And as of Thursday, the video has 179 million views on YouTube. So the audio for Romantic Homicide was released, and a snippet of the song back in 2022 apparently went viral on TikTok, as TikTok is known for. And here is a quote. This is one of the lyrics. "In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry, not a single tear." So so his art already off the bat, I'm not really for this heavy, dark lyric. I'm not for the dark lyrics. That's just not the type of music I listen to. So he's very emotional, I would say, already off the bat. And I don't know anything about him. So as we learn the story together, we'll figure it out. Okay, and so he's just had like a history of really weird lyrics that started to go viral around that time. Another lyric from a different song that was released around November of that year, so a month after his initial launch. The lyrics say, "I don't care how long it takes, as long as I'm with you, I've got a smile on my face." Smile on my... Is that song I know? Hold on. I got a smile. Wait, I feel like I know that song. Hold on. You guys, I've heard this song before, like on the radio. I mean, it's one of those songs that you hear. I'm just going to play a real quick little snippet. You guys know. That's so weird. That's even more creepy knowing that I know one of his songs. It truly is one of those songs that you just hear in the background. You don't know who it's by. You don't even know what the music video looks like. It's like I just know that part of the chorus. Couldn't tell you anything else about the song. That's so weird. Just a little bit more about David as we explore who he is. Another thing you may recognize him by if you're a bit of a younger audience, but apparently he created the anthem for Fortnite. So he was one of those music people that maybe we didn't recognize the name, but he was in a lot of things. The brands Hollister and Crocs said they were removing the singer from an ad campaign. Oh wow. So he was very popular. Okay, so going back to the story, the singer as of Tuesday the 16th, he was performing in Minneapolis, but he has a tour right now that stretches across the UK and Europe. So the reason why you guys are seeing a lot of David on your timeline on the news right now is because at this moment, in this hour, investigators are currently uncovering a lot about this case that is extremely uncomfortable. And the first thing we found out, which actually made it go extremely viral because Celeste had been reporting missing. And police found her body in the trunk of a Tesla car, and the owner of the Tesla was David. So, what do we know about the body that was found in the back of David's car? The LAPD found female human remains, in the back of a Tesla car registered to David on September 8th, about 10 days ago. The body was found around noon on that day. So how did they figure this out? So the car was taken to a Hollywood tow yard. And that's because residents were complaining that there was a suspicious car on their block, and it had been there for a few days prior already. Authorities have not revealed who towed the car, so it could be anybody or where it was abandoned, but I would assume if it's going to a tow yard, it was a professional tow. Police then were called to the yard a few days later because some of the workers reported of a foul odor coming from it, which I can imagine was so strong, especially a body being in the back of a trunk for multiple days. Right, so the police arrive, they open the trunk, and the victim body is there. However, it's in a really bad state, and so the police can't identify who it is. They can only identify her clothing and a few physical traits such as hair type. So the authorities were able to tell that the victim was wearing a tube top and a pair of black leggings. So authorities were able to identify a few other things such as her wavy black hair, wearing a yellow metal stud earring and a chain bracelet. But most importantly, the victim has a small tattoo on her index finger, on the inner side of her index finger, that spells out shh, S-H-H-H-H, shh. So you're telling someone to shh. And that was a huge win for the authorities. And this is very, very important for you to remember as I continue this story, is that tattoo. Remember that tattoo. So unfortunately, after a few days, the authorities were able to confirm that the body that was found in the Tesla was to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who, according to the Los Angeles Times, was reported missing back in 2024, around April. So she had been reported missing for over a year. We are in September right now, 2025, which just adds more of the heartbreak onto this story. She was 13 when she was reported missing by her parents, which this story, brace yourself, because when I say it's all happening right now, it really truly is. And the fact that a 13-year-old was potentially in front of all of our eyes this whole time really doesn't sit right with me at all. And I can only imagine what the parents of this innocent little girl is going through right now. My goodness. I feel like as well, this sort of got swept under the rug too, right? Because there's so many missing people, missing kids as well, cases out there, that I could just imagine the teams that are dedicated to this are probably understaffed. They probably lost funding. We got to do better. We have to do better. These are things that I think we should be finding missing kids. There's still a lot we don't know in general, but if I find out that she was staying with him this whole time, I'm going to freak out, because I want to know who has been around this David guy and has known about this. That's what I want to know. So now we've identified the body. We need to figure out what happened, because there's just so many gaps. And I think even till this day, investigators are just really confused about this case, because truly, what happened when she went missing back in 2024 to now when they found her body? And I do want to just say from the beginning that David has been cooperating with authorities. He has. So that's definitely important to say, because if he wasn't, I do think we'd take this podcast a whole different way. But he is cooperating with authorities, and allegedly he's canceled a few concerts that are coming up. Now, I want to talk about some sensitive things that are starting to come out in the public backlash. Allegedly, do you remember that tattoo, the tattoo? It has come to people's attention that David also has the same finger tattoo, that it has been identified on the victims whose remains was found, Celeste. I think that's very strange. As of today, he's 20. She would have been 15. 5 years difference. She went missing at 13. He would have been 18 at the time. Very inappropriate. And you have no business being of age talking to a minor, period. If this is true, he has no business talking to a minor, allegedly. There's no excuse. And I purposely waited to say this part, but Celeste's mother allegedly went to TMZ and told them they were able to identify their daughter's body because of the tattoo. Very important that you know that now. They were able to identify the body with the authorities and confirm because of the tattoo Celeste had on her index finger. Okay, so even though David's cooperating, things are starting to come out. Another aspect of this case that's coming out are some more song lyrics. David has a song titled Celeste, and the bridge to that song goes, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarette. I hear her voice every time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste. Afraid you'll only love me when undressed. But you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Oh, missing you so much makes me depressed. But I digress because..." And then it just cuts off. Listen, the signs aren't looking great. My thing is, if I was the police right now, I would be questioning that song and questioning him. If he's cooperating, what's that song about? Because even if he didn't have, let's just say if he didn't have any involvement in Celeste's murder, I want to know what the song lyrics and the tattoo is all about. Because that doesn't sit right with me, period. The age difference, the song lyrics, the tattoos, all doesn't really sit right with me currently. Another piece that has come out to the media, there's a photo of David and Celeste together that was captured. I don't know how it was captured. I don't know. It was obviously what it looks like, a Snapchat photo, where in the caption, the person who took the screenshot goes, "Celeste and David never let me sleep." And it's a picture of David and Celeste next to each other. Now, I can't figure out when that picture was taken, which is something I would love to know. And I would love for the police to also confirm that it is indeed them. You know, fake. We have to just be so sure now with fake information. It does not look good. It looks disgusting, quite frankly. Even if he has no part of what happened to Celeste, he still needs to be investigated, right? And the people around him need to be investigated. I'm not saying that's guilt or whatever, but what I'm saying is we need due process. Everything, we need checks and balances. Everything needs to be confirmed to the T when it comes to minors. Do you hear what I'm saying? When it comes to anybody, but particularly this innocent 13-year-old girl. I'm going to say she was missing at 13. I'm going to call it what it is. Everyone's saying she's found at 15. I understand that. But she was missing at 13 years old. And I want to know where she's been. Another thing that I would want the authorities to do is check CCTV cameras of David's day-to-day. Of his house, his local, like where he lives, his local grocery store. Because there's just no way, if she was allegedly living with him or was with him or held captive by this man or whatever, however, that she couldn't have not been seen somewhere in the last 2 years. This story is so strange This story is just so strange. And I'll tell you now, it's unraveling. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. Just like Trey Reed, shit's not sitting right with me. Shit's not sitting right with me. So another piece of evidence that doesn't look great are some Discord messages from 2024 and 2022. And for those who don't know what Discord is, it's a social media platform, but it's mostly, I believe it was mostly built for gaming and that sort of industry and that community. And it's just turned into something a bit more widespread now. I don't have a lot of information on the Discord messages because a lot of mainstream media haven't reported on it. But I did do a deep dive on social media of people screenshotting the Discord messages just to put out to the public. And a lot of people that shared the same Discord another speculation is that that's how they met. David and Celeste were on Discord, which you do see a lot of these cases meeting on a Discord platform or something like this where minors are typically more present. People were going back and forth saying like, oh, he's dating somebody right now. Her name's Celeste. They showed pictures of her profile. Then they posted an interaction between Celeste and David. David's username is D4vd. That sounds like his singer name to me. David goes, Celeste in here, 23rd of October 2022. Celeste in here. She replies, hi David, bark. I don't know what the bark means. Maybe that's like some code on there. Like it's very Discord lingo. Hi David, bark. She was 13 then, by the way, right? How old was she? No. 22, 23, 24, 25. So she must have been 12. Around 12, 13 at that time. Huh? We do also have a few testimonies from people on Discord, and take this with a grain of salt. Someone on Reddit said, this guy is a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping her out. She was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that who's in that car, nobody has heard from in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Inslor. Aww. There's potentially another photo of Celeste and David together, of Celeste and David, and then someone else with the initial N. But David is in the photo, and Celeste, it's her like emoji icon. It's not looking good. Oh, and I came across another photo potentially of them from 2023, December 12th, 2023. It's of her covering her face, but her like middle finger is out, is like slowly sticking up in her curly black hair. And then David is right there. 2023. Again, if he's not a part of the murder and killing of Celeste, we still need an investigation. And that's all I'm going to say. All right, y'all, let's keep our ear to the ground and we'll continue to cover it. But this is, again, very, very, very sad and tragic story. And I hope we continue to blow it up so we can get justice for Celeste. Wait, I'm so sorry. So as I was finishing editing this Friday, September 19th, I just saw an update from Variety News about David, and he has officially canceled the remaining of his dates of his U.S. tour aimed at investigation of the body found in the car registered to him. He was also supposed to attend an LA Grammy Museum event on September 24th, and he was removed from the venues and websites overnight last night. However, his European tour will continue to kick off in October. Okay, let me know what you think, and we'll keep the pulse, and we'll update here once we find out more.